totally indifferent. He was indifferent to him.
Yeah. On the Micah piece of it, he's not mature enough to be the leader of your football team. He can be your best player. He is your best player. Oh. And I think they right now, with Dak out, have a massive leadership void.
I buy that.
I don't think CD is the leader of the team. Tank Lawrence maybe could have been, but he's injured. Zach Martin is the guy he's talking about. Hard for an offensive lineman. Zeke's the worst player on your team. You don't have to be the best player doesn't have to be the leader. The worst player can't be the leader. And so it is. So I think Micah. I'm not a shut up and dribble guy. I'm fine with guys doing outside things and having opinions, all of that. I think Micah has gotten his priorities slightly askew. When the team's season is falling apart, you are the best player on the team, the quarterback is injured, you, I think, make a bit of a small mess of the press conference, not a big mess, a small mess, and then use it as a way to promote the edge on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about this. I said this months ago. I said this in the offseason, that Micah is not mature, not a good leader, that he is not the leader, and that if you want to pay him all this money, what comes with that is him understanding that he is the leader. That he has to be a leader, that he has to represent the Dallas Cowboys franchise in a positive light. And he just does not do that. Which is why I actually said, this was back when there was all the debate about who are they going to pay, right? Dak or Micah, CD, how did they figure this all out? And I had reached a conclusion, pay Dak, because Dak is at least a grown-up, right? Pay Dak, he can actually be the leader of this team. He can be the face of the franchise. And it matters. It fundamentally matters, okay? You can have a Micah if you do have the culture and a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, right? You can endure that. You can endure that to a degree if you're the 49ers, if you're the Baltimore Ravens, the Philadelphia Eagles. If you are teams that are very well run, who have consistent levels of excellence. That is not who the Dallas Cowboys are. With Jerry Jones as the owner, GM, and the face of the team, right? A whole disaster. Mike McCarthy as the coach. It's just not possible. You get this mess. But it was so funny because on Friday, Friday or Thursday, whatever day it was, people were acting like that the Cowboys had a chance to upset the Eagles. And I said, no, that's nonsense. What are you talking about? This is insane. And I surprisingly took heat for that. You know, like some guy said it, and it was just really funny to me. Oh yeah, you must not understand football. You know, don't you understand divisional games and trap games? And you know, you sound clueless. And it's like, okay. And then we had a lot of people say, bring in Trey Lance, bring in Trey Lance, and Trey Lance didn't look good either. I mean, right, threw an interception. He was 4 for 6, one of those passes, and being an interception. I mean, he looked kind of overwhelmed. Yeah, I know he was able to scramble a little bit, and it's not really necessarily like a fair assessment of Trey Lance, honestly, but still, you got to take advantage of the opportunities that you have, and it was just a little messy. I've just said this again and again and again. The Dallas Cowboys are not a good team. I don't understand why this is like... It's crazy to me that this show opens with the Kansas City Chiefs, which makes sense. I understand that. And then the next story is the Dallas Cowboys. Like, why? I understand how popular of a team they are, but they're not good. They are a disaster. They are a poorly run team with bad players. And no, they are not a Dak Prescott away from beating the Eagles. Or a Trey Lance, run away from beating the Eagles. Micah Parsons was back. He made Jalen Hurts uncomfortable for a little bit. Jalen Hurts still dominated. I mean, he still balled out. I mean, look what Hurts did against this defense. 115 rating, 14 for 20, 202 yards. 10 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns. Passing and 2 touch, 7 for 56 rushing. I mean, obviously, he didn't even play the fourth quarter. And then again, we saw the tush push. And this show right here, they sat around in their circle and said, I don't know, man, I'm concerned. This is a big deal. The tush push is not working. So what are they going to do? They can't do it. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. And what did they do? Oh, yeah, that's right. They got it. They got a touchdown against Micah Parsons. Couldn't stop it. And then Jalen Hurts still ran for like a 10-yard touchdown or whatever it was. It wasn't a tush push. Everyone says he only gets touchdowns via little 1-yard gains. Obviously not the truth. Obviously not the reality. Yeah, man, this is the definition of you make your bed, you lay in it, right? I mean, this really, really is. I tried to tell everyone in the beginning, Travis O'Shea, who's an incredibly smart Dallas Cowboys fan, he tried to say, I read one of his comments months ago about why this team was not going to be good. And again, let's also be real here. Like, obviously having backup quarterbacks, stuff like that, the Cowboys losing is not that surprising, and the Eagles winning is not that special, right? If you're beating Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, it's just not that special. But it's the way how they're doing it so spectacularly, right? Like, that's the thing that stands out to me more than anything, is how much this is erupting. That's where the problem lies, because it's such a fundamental issue to who they are and what they've been. And they were like this even when they were healthy, even when they had Dak. Look what happens when they were full strength. Again, just against the Packers last year in the playoffs. This team has a fundamental issue to their core. They are poorly run, poorly coached, poorly played. The roster is not filled with in ways that it needs to be. The silver lining is that they're so bad that they'll probably get a top draft pick. Now people are trying to call to get, Sanders to be the coach, Coach Prime. I mean, I'm begging y'all to do that. That'll just be box office. That'll be so funny and fun to watch, to see the things that come out from there. Oh my God, the sound bites will just be hilarious. It'll be hilarious. Talk about a walking, talking contradiction. That's Coach Prime right there. And now you bring that on to the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott. Oh my goodness. Oh, I beg the football media gods to please do that, because that would be just one of the funniest things ever. Truly, truly. And I understand, right? The way I'm talking right now, people will be like, oh, you're just a Dallas Cowboys hater. No, this is the energy of someone who was ripped every single week for saying the Dallas Cowboys aren't that good of a team. And people just saying that I'm delusional, that I'm a hater, and that I'm this, that I'm that. That even when this game was going to play, and I said, oh yeah, the Cowboys have no chance. And people are like, what are you talking about? You're insane. It's like, okay, sure. I'm insane for believing that the Dallas Cowboys with Cooper Rush and Trey Lance can't beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, you're right. I'm insane for believing that. I'm clueless for believing that. It's, yeah. And again, I told Dallas Cowboys fans before, I feel bad for you. I actually really genuinely do. This is such a terrible thing to watch your team do that. Who wants to watch your team get rocked at home 34-6? I mean, who wants that? Your owner built a stadium that you can't even see in. How do you do that? You're the most popular franchise, one of the most popular franchises in the world. One of the highest evaluations, if not the highest, I forget at this point, in the world. I mean, it is just insane what the Dallas Cowboys do and how popular they are. And you build a stadium that like, even just aesthetically, it doesn't look good. Even just when you're watching the game, I don't want to watch a game where I see beams of light all over the field. I don't want to see the field look like it's like two different colors. Just optically, it's a bad watch. How do you do that? It was like when they made the stadium and the scoreboard was too low and balls kept going off of the scoreboard. Like, that's insane. How do you do that? How do you do that? That is the perfect example and representation of how poorly run this franchise is as a whole. It's amazing that Jerry Jones was able to turn this team into the most popular team. It's actually pretty incredible. I don't know if it was skill or luck, quite frankly. You have a lot of ultra successful people be successful just because of pure luck. Mark Cuban, right, sold his company. The way how he made all his money, he sold a terrible, failing company to Yahoo that nearly bankrupt and ruined Yahoo because it was one of the worst acquisitions in the history of companies, of business. Did nothing. It was an absolute epic failure. And yet, he's a shark. It's not to say that he doesn't know business, but it's, again, luck. So again, we can praise Jerry Jones for his his business acuity. But I don't know, man. I don't know how you mess these things up. How do you build a stadium where you have your number one wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, being like, can we put some shades up there? I can't see. How do you do that? It's just wild to me, honestly. And like I said, it's not even enjoyable to watch. Seeing those lights and the discoloration, it's a bad product. I don't want to see that. Nobody does. Just I don't know, kind of embarrassing all around, quite frankly. And then you have Micah saying what he's saying, and then we all have to sit around here and talk and act like it's something worth talking about, and it's not. We talk more about these teams failing than the other teams succeeding. Right? We talk more about the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams failing, and the Dallas Cowboys failing, than the Detroit Lions winning, than the Buffalo Bills winning, Baltimore Ravens winning, Philadelphia Eagles winning. Doesn't make sense to me. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Dallas Cowboys? Micah Parsons being the great leader that he is. Jerry Jones being the magnificent owner that he is. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.